June, I am so happy to be sitting across from you today and catching
Oh,
up with you.
I know. It's been a while.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we last spoke for Thelma.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Rachel's gonna come in right now.
Oh, okay.
Let her in.
I mean, yeah.
We'll, Rachel, you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Hi,
There you are.
you
Hi,
are.
Rachel.
Hello. Hi, hi.
How are
Hello.
you?
Good, how are y'all?
Good, good. We were just catching up.
Well, rock on. Excellent. Yeah, I
Awesome.
mean, feel free to dive in. I'll just
Okay,
mute
perfect.
Yeah.
myself, but I'll be lurking over here in the corner.
Okay. Sounds amazing. Yeah, it is so wonderful to catch up with you again. Eleanor the Great. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I have to say these were my feelings after because I have a 95-year-old grandmother who lives in
Uh-huh.
also we're Jewish heritage. I got the movie had me feeling all verklempt, as my grandma would say.
It did it all for you.
It really did.
Yeah,
What did it do for you? Tell me.
oh my, when I read it, I just thought, oh, I have to do this. I knew right away, that I wanted to do it. And it just, as I read more and more was shown about her and, her snarkiness, and then she would be so understanding and so vulnerable, and then the relationship with Nina. I mean, everything was just, it was just every page practically said to me, "This is your film, do this." It really did.
Yeah. What was it that popped off the paper for you when you read the script? And then what did you think you could add to it, like your own
Mhm.
squib feel?
Uh, I think what popped off the script right away was the fact that Tori had given her such an emotional life. I mean, and things that were a surprise, like you think she's this and then she veers, and she becomes a little something else. Well, that to me is just wonderful to be able to play, as an actress. And I think it's what I bring. I try desperately to be as real as possible. That's always, my first goal is to present. Even when I was doing musicals, I felt this too, that I had to present my characters as real as I possibly could. And that's what I felt with her. I felt I can do this, and my way of working will work with this role very well, I felt.
Uh, Something else you do beautifully is you really walk the line between comedy and drama.
Yes.
That is
Yeah.
you. Um, how did you do that in a role like this?
Well, I think I do see humor in almost everything in my life. I do. I laugh at things. And I think I just felt, yeah, that's reality to me. I mean, in the worst time I could be crying buckets, but there would be something that would hit me that would make me laugh. And so I never doubted that I understood her or that I could do this. I really never did doubt that.
Yeah. What were some things about Eleanor that you really admired?
Oh, I think she sticks to things, and that I admire. Uh, she's very outspoken. You know always where she's coming from or what she's feeling, what's important to her. And I like that. I guess I found so much of myself in her that, it was that, yeah, this is something that I understand.
She really is relatable. That's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's the thing.
And her relationship with Nina, I mean, that that to me too, when I just reading that, made me think, oh my gosh, what, and the montage, all that stuff of us going around New York together and everything. We just had the most fun time, and we were laughing at each other all the way. We really were.
There was one scene, it's so familiar to me. Obviously, I was telling you, I grew up in New York, and
Yeah.
my dad's family's from the Bronx, and my grandmother from Brooklyn. And there was just right from the beginning, you had a line when you were in the cab, and I laughed out loud. It was just something, it struck me in such a
Right.
just familiarity, but also, it's just brilliant.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it did me too. I mean, I think that's one reason I have to do this, that
Yeah,
I saw myself in so much of it.
yeah. And with Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. How did that happen?
Oh, and she's a wonderful director. I don't know how much more she will direct. She has such an active film career, but she should direct, and I think she will. She wants to. I think she enjoyed directing. I think she felt I can do this now. I know I can do it. And she was wonderful. It was so perfect for me because as an actress, she just knew where I was going all the time. And she knew what I needed and what I didn't need. Just leave her alone, And she just had such a sense of all that. And that's gold because I have worked with great directors, but I don't know anybody else I've worked with that have the knowledge of acting that she does. I really don't think I ever have.
No, did she reach out to you for the part? How did you first?
No, actually, I was involved with it before she was.
Oh,
I had gotten the script about, I think maybe 3 years before we shot it. And I immediately said yes. So they had me attached to it from a very early date. And there were other people going to do it, and I talked to them, and then that went by the wayside. And then we were told, my agent was told that Scarlett Johansson was interested in doing it. And she and I had a Zoom call, and I had never met Scarlett, didn't know her at all. And it was kind of wonderful. I mean, I think I felt immediately, my God, she's so honest. She's so there. And she said she felt the same about me. So I think we both saw something in the other one that made working together a plus. Both of us wanted to do it.
yeah. This was, I mean, I love all of your performances. This got me. I mean,
Uh,
truly, yeah,
yeah. I
true.
think this film is really saying something to the audience, and and it's sometimes different than what you think even, but it's got something that an audience reacts to.
Yeah. I do want to talk to you a little bit more about that because it touches on just some very deep
Mhm.
personal stories. And was there any particular scene or storyline through this that really affected you, that really got you?
Yeah, well, the whole Holocaust, I mean, from Bessie's stories and then meeting all of these people who have been affected by the Holocaust. I was a part of World War II. I was a very young, and we had Life and Look and the Picture magazine, and that's how we saw the war. I grew up in Illinois, and we were in the middle of the country, but that's how we saw the war. And I still remember the pictures from the camps.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were all just mouth open aghast at the fact that this had happened. So it has always been something I've remembered and thought about. And I have met a few people in my life who were a part of the Holocaust, were affected by it. And I just felt when I read the script, this has to continue to be told that we can't, we can't let it go. We cannot let it go. People must, and certainly in this day and age with what's happening, I think we have to keep saying, pounding it. This happened. This was real. And people were affected deeply by it.
Yeah. You did such a beautiful job honoring that. Um, yeah, I guess what do you think is really just at the heart of it? If people are watching this, what do you hope that they take away? Whether it's something from Eleanor's journey
Yeah.
or something from the story.
Well, I do think the Holocaust part of it is very important. And I think that looking at the film, that I think people will remember Eleanor. And I mean, just the first scene, you see her, giving the thumb to the finger rather to the lady lives down the way. And I mean, I think she's going to be remembered. I think Eleanor will be remembered. There are certain film characters that everybody remembers, and I think she might well be one.
Yeah. I do want to talk to you, your Broadway, your
Yes.
let's please let's get into that. Tell me what
Well, it was interesting. My agent called and said that the producers of Marjorie Prime want to know if the casting director first. It was the casting director wanted to know if I would be at all interested in doing it. And I had seen it at the Mark Taper 10 years ago that's where it was first produced before it even came into New York. And I remembered the play and I said, well, yeah, I'm interested. I said, I'd like to read it again. I saw it, but it's been a long time. So they got me a script immediately. And I felt physically I could do it because at my age, I am curtailed physically. There are just certain things I can't do. And I felt when I read it that the physicality would work, for me at this point in my life. So I said, yeah, I would be interested in doing it. And then they offered me the role immediately. So it was like, I guess I knew about a month or so before actually going into rehearsal. And it's been wonderful. It's a little frightening, to be honest with you. And it's so funny because other film actors have said to me, how are you going to remember the whole thing over and over again? Because we're so used to just coming in and you're doing one scene and that's it, it's done then, you're through with it. And so I said, well, I did it for years, and I did. This was my life for years and years and years. So I said, I think it'll all come back. And it has. It has. And, it's like when you walk into a theater, I remember in my bones, what this was like for so many years.
Yeah. Your debut was Gypsy, right?
Yes, yeah. My Broadway debut. I
Broadway
had
debut. Yeah.
done off Broadway. I think I did two off Broadway shows before I did Gypsy. But that was like only about my second year in New York, too, second or third. It was very early. I really was very lucky. I started working pretty much right away.
And you're still doing it.
I know.
That is, I have to tell you, you are one of the busiest people in Hollywood, June. It's like every
Well,
time
I will tell you something right now. I have committed to three films. Now, who knows, time-wise, if everything will ever work out. But yeah.
gosh.
So I just, like I have a wonderful assistant, Kelly Sweeney, who makes it possible for me to keep working because without that, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's great, and I'm loving it. And I enjoy making film. I love doing that. So it'll be great. Don't ask me when I'm going to retire because I have no idea. as long as people think I can still, do it.
Never. We want more June Squibb. Always. Always. So
Uh,
I want to ask you then. I mean, because it feels like you are just living the dream. Is there anything on the table or not on the table yet that you are still just really wanting to do?
yes, and I've said this, a Western, only because I've never done it. And it doesn't even, I don't think I can ride anymore. I used to ride a lot, but I think, like a bordello keeper or the barkeeper or something like that. And I think it would be such fun. And those costumes, and being in that deserty and the sagebrush and everything. I just think that's really what I need to do.
I love this. We're going to champion this for 2026.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh.
God. Dude, it's been a pleasure spending the
Thank
summer
you.
here
So
with
good
you.
to see you